Hi everyone and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Wow, it's never a dull day in the football world, especially when it comes to transfers. And today the football world was rocked following the news that Alexander Isak, Newcastle striker, or maybe not so much for much longer, has told Newcastle that he would like to explore a move away from the club. Now that's obviously got the whole football world talking. And at first glance it would appear that Liverpool are the favourites to land Alexander Isak, or maybe not, because I think that there'll be a lot of other suitors or potential suitors, maybe Arsenal. And with me to discuss this today, I've got on the show, to my right, Kenyah in the building.
Yo.
Round of applause.
Yo, man.
Yes, Kens.
And to my left, I've got Quams with his big arms.
Yes. I'm here. I'm back.
He's back in the building.
Muscle.
So yeah, two very good people to discuss this with. Let's start with Kenyah. First, your thoughts on the Isak revelations. And secondly, I was going to ask, should Arsenal explore Alexander Isak as a potential signing?
I think, okay, in my thoughts, I think we all have been speaking about this for such a long time. We kind of anticipated it would be next season if he was to leave. He'd probably do like one last season at Newcastle in the Champions League, then leave. But I don't know, I just think it's really bad timing on his part in terms of what his camp's done. I think we know already Liverpool came in before with 130 million bid. And it was rejected. He could have then said to Newcastle, actually, I want to go, but he didn't say anything. They went and got Ekatike. Now he's saying, I want to go. Like, I think the timing of his move, of all this now, is really weird. But do I think we should try and get him? I don't think we should, to be honest. I think we have many issues in our team already. We watched a preseason game yesterday of Arsenal. We need a left winger desperately. Let's not I'm a massive admirer of Alexander Isak, but the ship sailed. Let's move on now. We've gone and got Victor Gyökeres. Let's just see how that does. Let's try and get a top left winger and balance out our team. Let's not go and blow 120. In fact, it won't be 120. It'll be a minimum of 140, in my opinion, if we're going to get this guy. We don't have 140 million to blast away on one player when we know we need potentially a creative midfielder and a left winger. Too much to do.
Sail it, makes sense.
Too much
Over
to do.
to you, Kwame. Two things there. First, what did you think when you heard the news? And secondly, the supplementary to that is, should Arsenal at least explore Isak's exploration away from the club?
Yeah, I think I agree with what Ken's is saying in the sense of the timing can be poor, especially for like the Newcastle fans. I'm sorry, Newcastle fans. I'm sorry. It's been horrible for them, the transfer window. Obviously, they brought in Alanga. Things were looking up. A lot of money is supposedly being injected into the club, and then the highest asset could be going. In a sense,
I think he's gone, mate.
Yeah. Maybe psychologically.
Once he said he should explore a move, that means he wants to go.
But then
the framing is just to make it sound.
But then I don't know. It's bad timing. It's not good for Newcastle. I think it doesn't help the fact that he's been left out of the squad as well, the 30-man squad for the Asian tour. They're saying that he's got a thigh injury. I don't know. I think it could be something else. But Newcastle fans, you'll know a lot more. It's just, for me, the timing is off. For when you got one of your biggest stars in your club and he's saying he wants to explore options, but a few months ago he was saying he was the happiest he's ever been. He loves his club, he loves Newcastle, the staff he gets along with.
Probably does though.
He does, but then money talks. And when you've got these clubs knocking on your door, legacy clubs like a Liverpool, like a Arsenal, Man City, you're going to have your head turned. It's kind of like Love Island right now, isn't it? Where his head is definitely turning now. So the thing is now, would he be good at Arsenal? Of course he would. This was the original player that we wanted to go for, amongst obviously Gyökeres. Them two are a great pairing in the international level. If anything, Isak is the one who feeds Gyökeres for most of the goals when you look at it international level. For Sweden. So I don't know, I get it. Of course, yes, we need to focus on our left-hand side, but maybe we could, with all the money that apparently we have, the profits that we've made over the years, surely they have enough money to fork out for a 1 in a million. This is a once-in-a-lifetime striker. We haven't seen another striker like him for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Name me one that's on his level.
Right,
for a
hold
long
it
time.
right there. You know what? You made a lot of good points here. Some of the points I was going to make. I'm sorry, Kenyah. I mean, you normally agree on pretty much everything. But on this one, I think Arsenal should definitely explore it. And I'll tell you why. Because as Kwame says, yes, you know what I mean? We signed Gyökeres and all that. But if we can get Isak as well, I think we should explore it. I'm not saying that we're going to go for it. I think we should explore it.
It's a statement, isn't it?
It's a statement.
Even if we just explore it.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, we shouldn't let Liverpool think that they're the only big boys in town. We should explore it. We should test their gangster and say, look, we're there. What are you saying, Isak?
Yeah.
Because he's not said he wants to join Liverpool, has he?
No, he
Everyone's
hasn't said.
assuming that Liverpool would be his preferred destination. Well, you don't know. You know what I mean? Because we go, we make him an offer, we sit him down and we talk to him, show him that we're serious. Who knows what might happen? And like my man Kwame here says, they play together international level for Sweden. That works. So why couldn't it work at Arsenal?
Yeah.
And I do get what you're saying about the left wing.
100%.
But maybe we should try and explore it in a way that we've got players at the club at Arsenal that, let's face it, they need to be moved on. If we can move them on, sell them, then maybe financially we can meet that demand.
Look how much money Liverpool spent. I think, is it 300 odd million? I think in total, roughly around there. They've just brought in Ikatike and everyone thought, okay, yeah, wow, that's a squad. Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, and they're still sniffing around. That's a team that is, they're not satisfied. Why can't we be like that as well? Even though, yes, we got Gyökeres, it doesn't mean, oh, yeah, let's just rest now.
Yeah,
Job is done. It's not. So, yeah, I agree with what Kenyah's saying. Still focus on the left winger, but there's nothing wrong with us exploring that, because when's the next time you're going to have this opportunity around?
That's right.
I don't know. But in all honesty, then it could just be Isak just wants a pay rise. And because I was looking at his contract, it's like 120 a week or something like that. Yeah. Maybe he's using this and he's saying, right, if I'm worth 130 mil that you guys are stating, you need to start paying me the big bucks.
Yeah, but he could have done that without making it public that he wants to explore and move away, because by doing that now, he's alienated the Newcastle fans and people at the club. So the way I look at it is that even if he stays now, that relationship, Kenyah, seems to me like it may have been affected. What do you think?
Yeah, I've already seen some tweets from some Newcastle fans like, yo,
they're emotional.
Out, blah, blah, blah. I'm
that's
just
the way
like,
they're going to look at it.
I'm like, the guy just won you your first trophy.
No, but in a way I don't
blame
blame them, because they're going to think that they've been strung along.
No.
You know what fans are like.
Be happy with the player, that what he's given you, the moments he's given you, the goals. You should just be happy with that. You can tell that he's levels above Newcastle. Sorry, Newcastle fans, but
he is though.
He is. Do you know what I mean? So just be happy with the fact that
would you be
it
saying
was your
that
time.
if it was an Arsenal player doing this and Real Madrid say Saliba did that?
Yeah, I would, because they've won 15
Saliba did that
Champions
next
League.
If he's won, of course,
you'd be saying, yeah, it's all right.
No,
man.
but if Saliba won us, if Saliba won the league with us, right, and then said, right, I've achieved the one thing that I really want to do at Arsenal. I've spent a good amount of time here. I want to go to Real Madrid.
I've given my all.
Of course, I'd be upset that he's leaving.
Yeah, you're right. But it's the way this has happened. He said all along,
and then we
I'm
get
happy.
a record fee. We get a Real Madrid said, yeah, hold 100 M's. Cool.
No, but there is, to be fair though, there is a difference, because all this time, like Kwame alluded to, he's been saying, I'm happy, yeah, one more year.
What is he supposed to say?
No, but all of a sudden now you're saying,
but then on the flip side, look what happened with Trent. He didn't say anything, and look how much hate he got.
Look how they treated him.
He was so professional. He didn't say anything. He said he knew that he wanted to leave, but you know what? He never came out and said anything. He still showed his level of dedication to Liverpool. And look at how some fans talk about him, calling him a rat and stuff like that. He's a homegrown, do you know what I mean? You're not going to win in this situation. I personally feel like, look, of course you don't, if I'm a Newcastle fan, of course you don't want to lose Isak. He's one of the best players in the league. Facts. One of the best strikers in the world. Facts. But the reality is, if you can maybe get, at this moment, your hands are tied, right? You've missed out as well with Newcastle. They've missed out on all of their targets. Every single, they missed out on Mbeumo, João Pedro, Kenyah. Who else am I missing? They've missed out on so many targets. They've missed out on Ekatike, someone that they've been chasing since 2022. You missed him out to Liverpool.
What does that say?
I just think if Alexander Isak, I don't think Alexander Isak would try to force a move, but if you're to get,
but he is forcing a move.
But if you get close to £150 million from him, you can reinvest that into somebody else.
Yeah.
And look when they got Isak, a lot of people were saying, yo, this guy only scored like 5 goals in La Liga.
He's injury prone.
He's injury prone. Look how he's torn up the league. I have no doubt that Newcastle would be able to find someone else.
But as a big player, or as a player, when you know you're about to hit your heights, you're looking around you're looking around your changing room during pre-season. You're not seeing no new faces. As Kenyah said, you're being linked to all these players. None of them are going through. Even Risa from Brentford, they're being linked to, and they still can't even get him over the line. Yeah. You've just managed to get Elanga. You just managed to get Elanga. And then I think it was a South Korean. There's a South Korean player that's joined them. You're a top striker. You need to make sure that the club is on the same level, because these are your best years that you're giving to this club. Yeah. If they're not doing that, if they're not meeting you, then of course, you're going to be looking elsewhere.
No, but the Newcastle fans, I'm playing devil's advocate now, but if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm going to be upset with these fans.
There's no loyalty.
But I'm be thinking you strung the club along.
Strung how?
Until last week, you were saying you were happy here.
No, but this is, no offence, but this is the reality when a big club knocks. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can be happy until you've got a Liverpool or any of those big six teams come. Yeah, you could be happy. I'm pretty sure maybe Mateus Cunha was happy at Wolves for a time. But then Man United came and knocked and said, yo, you'll become the face of the club, one of the biggest clubs in the world. So the reality is, he probably loves Newcastle. He probably loves the fans. He loves Eddie Howe and his teammates. But he also thinks, Liverpool are coming in for me. Arsenal been chasing me for years.
And they're going to win big stuff.
Those are clubs that are trying to win big things. Those are clubs that are consistently in the Champions League, consistently challenging to win things.
I do get your point. His head clearly has been turned up. But what do you, after what me and Kwame have said about, we should test their gangster, and you know what I mean? Do you think that, is it realistic? And should we go in with a meaningful bid and see how it goes? Because obviously we weren't expecting this to happen. They're on the verge of signing Gyökeres, and don't get me wrong, I still want Gyökeres. Yeah. But if there's a possibility, like my man Kwame says here, that you could get both of them, I don't think that's something that Arsenal should overlook.
Yeah, look, I understand why a lot of people say we should bid, but I'm looking at just the overall team, and I still see holes in the team. Let me tell you.
Let me put another thing into the equation. If we could get Isak to stop Liverpool getting him, maybe we should do that. You know what I mean? I know that sounds a bit.
You kind of sound like Man City, right? That's what Man City do.
No, but listen,
does it really work though when they've done it?
That's another advantage of trying to get him, isn't it, Kwame? By stopping Liverpool, who, let's face it, are going to be one of our main rivals for the title. That's what big clubs do.
Slow them down at least.
You know what? Even if he's extra to what we need, we're going to get him, so you can't get him. Kwame, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I think just to slow them down, like when you're bidding for properties or whatever, and you get a man that's just there to just bid high, so they end up spending all their money or whatever, you know what I mean? And put some pressure on them.
Right. I've heard the supermarkets doing this type of stuff where they deliberately put
Audi and Sainsbury's,
one of their shops on the high street, just to slow down the trade.
Just match it. No, I think, look, in all honesty, yes, realistically, we've just spent money on Gyökeres. Look how long that deal's taken. Do we want to go through that again and waste energy when we should be focusing on the holes in our team? 100% agree. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with us showing our strength, showing our muscle, in the sense of, look, we're here, we want to win something big. Not just for next season, but for the seasons to come. So we're not only bringing through our academy players and bringing in Zubimendi, we're thinking about the future. Even if Arteta has to adapt and say, right, I'm going to play two hit man. Imagine the defenders thinking they got not only deal with Gyökeres, is Isak as well. That is dangerous. That is so dangerous. So yeah, it would be tasty.
Would you take Isak? I know we're being hypothetical now. Would you take Isak if it meant that we didn't get Eze or Rodrigo or one of them? Would you still take it? Because do we have left wingers? Okay, they're not.
Martinelli. Even Reece Nelson. Shout out to Reece Nelson as well. He done well yesterday. But
do you think a scenario where they might say, you know what, this guy's so good, our attack would be so strong that, you know what, let's allow the left wing to...
Arguably, you could maybe put Isak on the left anyways, because a lot of his movement, he kind of peels off to the left and then he ends up coming in. So you could do that. You could turn him into an
Get that, man. Go back to cheeky 4-4-2, old school days. Do you know what I mean?
4-4-2 as well,
just cut Saka in a tiny bit, which would be fine.
Yeah.
Let
Gyökeres
and
change it up.
Run.
It would obviously alter the way we play, but, there are permutations that it could work.
You know me already. I've said multiple times, I actually don't care about style of play. I care about winning games. I care about winning things. We could play the most boring 1-0 football every single week. We could concede 3 goals every game week and then score 5. I really wouldn't care as long as we win. I don't care about.
So you're open to it then?
Of course, I'm open to it, but I just think for the amount of money that it is, I just don't think at the moment it's really worth it. Do we really want to spend potentially 140 million pounds on someone when we know we have other issues as well? Like, I look at that left wing option is so glaring.
Very good point when he said this is a once in a lifetime. Maybe not once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Really, do these come around like this?
No, I do agree.
Yeah.
But I also feel like unfortunately, Arsenal have missed the trick. We had a chance to sign Alexander Isak, and we sat there and we twiddled our thumbs and we said, actually, nah.
Yeah, what do you make of that? I mean, there are going to be Arsenal fans that are going to think exactly what Kenyah said.
We sat there and twiddled our thumbs.
Could have bought him on a cheaper price.
We weren't aggressive.
We could have bought him for like £50 million.
Because this shows, right, what this shows is, right, let's be honest, this shows that his head can be turned.
Yeah.
When people say, I'm happier, it doesn't really mean all that much.
No, it doesn't. He's just obviously trying to keep people
my
happy.
question to you is, what did you make of what Kenyah said? This almost shows that we should have been a bit more aggressive.
Yeah. But
when we supposedly went for Isak, we should have,
But then this is where I always question what was the conversations between Arteta and the board. Because to me, what I saw and what I listened to in his press conferences all the time was he was trying to get players. He was linked to so many players. A lot of the players that have now blown, Rafinha, Elise, we was all looking, apart from like Modric and that, he was always looking at them.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? The same with Isak. So I feel like the board maybe didn't have faith in him. Or they said, no, we can't allocate funds for an Isak. He's too much of a risk because his injury, look at his history of his injuries. Whereas Newcastle gave him a chance. And to be honest, it paid off. They done well. But, I mean, we could talk about the past and everything like that, but it's about the present, Laurie. It's about the now, the here and the now.
We've got to wrap up, actually, because we're, I mean, this is a debate that could go on.
He would
for
rather
ages.
come to us, though, really and truly. He's got Arsenal.
He's talked about how he has a connection with Arsenal, how he loves Thierry Henry is what he models his game on. Do you know what I mean?
I think he also said something to the effect that he loves playing at Liverpool and it's one of his favourite grounds to play.
Yeah, when AGT is saying he's a Liverpool fan, man said he enjoyed playing at Anfield because he scored. And what? Man said he loves. Are we deep in it? Man said he loves Thierry Henry.
You're starting to come around now.
No, but that's but you guys aren't here. Was it? Am I saying that I wouldn't want Alexander Isak? That's not what I'm saying. But for that price, that's a lot. I think people.
No, but don't you think we should at least test Liverpool out?
No, but I think.
No.
See our producers trying to wind us up. Spurs. No.
Spurs. Come on.
No, but I just think
in case
that's
you're
a
wondering
lot
what
of money.
we're laughing at is that our production of trying to wind us up, saying that Spurs have made a bid for Isak. But you know what? You are going to get a lot of people showing interest in it.
Yeah, of course. But my thing is, we're just not in a position to drop that money. I would want us to do it, but we can't do it. And that's the reality.
No, but why can't we do it?
I'm not going to delude myself into thinking, I'm not going to gas myself up like you guys are and say, yeah, we should do it because we're going to stop. Like, what's the point? To me, don't bid because you want to stop another club. Bid because you actually want to get the guy.
I want him, but what I'm saying, that's another reason why we should.
We don't have 150 mil to drop.
Sell some
We got money, man.
How much do you think we're selling Fabio and them man for? We can't even sell Reece Nelson at this moment in time.
Listen,
we cannot even sell Reece.
It's fine. Sell Martinelli.
Zinchenko, we can't sell him.
Get rid of Zinchenko. It's fine.
We can't sell these man. Martinelli.
You said yourself, man. Football is a ruthless business.
You got to be ruthless.
There are players there that we wouldn't normally sell.
My thing is,
but if there's a chance of landing Isak, I reckon we should explore it.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but then also, how long we've been exploring for about 3 years. Every single summer, Arsenal are eyeing up Isak, the ITKs this summer, apparently we spoke to his representatives before they'd even secured top 4 and we were trying to go back in, but it depends on that. Now they've got Champions League, it's like, we can't afford to do the 150 mil thing. What's the point? We've been exploring for 3 years. I just see it as, I'm not going to delude myself and get myself gassed up and say, imagine if is the biggest word in football. We know this. If.
I wonder, out of all of when you speak to the Newcastle fans, just quickly, which team would they prefer Isak to go to?
They don't have a say in the matter.
Yeah, but which one would they prefer to? Because if you look at all the strikers,
Arsenal to get him.
We got Gyökeres. Man City have got obviously Marmoush and Haaland and whatnot. Everyone else in the top 5 of the teams, João Pedro for Chelsea.
I'll tell you one reason
United,
why.
Man United need to go for him.
Arsenal. Shall I tell you why? Because Liverpool gazumped them on an Ekatike deal.
Yeah,
so
but
I reckon they're probably not feeling Liverpool right now.
They're playing a long game. I think they're playing a long game.
But they've got a good relationship though, the two clubs. Like
Maybe
in terms of fans, they've got like
Maybe
a decent relationship.
After what they did with Ekatike.
Andy Carroll thing. So look at Andy Carroll thing, innit?
We're that big that we can take Ekatike and we're just gonna plant a seed in Isaac's head and we'll wait a season. He'll be with us next season, and then we'll sell off Ekatike for a higher price, and we'll get the world's best striker. That's what I think Liverpool are trying to do.
I think I think that Liverpool probably wasn't expecting this. They signed Ekatike with him to be their main striker. Now this has happened. You know that they're going to come in. They've not spent much money over the last couple of years up until now. They've signed Wirtz, they've signed Frimpong, they've signed Kirkes, they've signed Ekatike. They'll be looking at that and thinking, wow, if we get this, it's over.
If they get him though, damn.
So I think it's incumbent upon Arsenal, man, to make a bid.
Stop them.
Stop them.
Slow them down.
Press their gangster, like I said.
I think we should make a statement, but I don't know if that is the statement that we should make personally.
Right, we've got to wrap up. We're coming up to you now. 2 quick questions. I guess it's very simple. Where will he go?
He will probably go Liverpool, but I'm afraid that they're going to have too much attacking options.
That was going to be my supplementary. What do you think that means for Arsenal? I
think it just means for everyone is danger, because you don't know where they're going to come from, where the threats is going to come across the whole flank. If they've got the movement of Isak, the cunningness of him as well, the movement of Florian Wirtz playing the balls through, Salah, who always scores plus 25 goals a season, bruv. Come on. And we ain't even got onto their defence. They're not going to concede as much with Konate and Van Dijk. So it's odds on for them. If they get him, they're odds on favourite. But
if they get him,
I still believe that we can still challenge them if we get our Eze. Eze, come on. Do your thing.
Kenyah, over to you.
Yeah, I think he'll go to Liverpool. I think they're the only
Is it game over?
We'll have to see when the season starts. I'm not one of these people that are just gonna, as I was saying to Matisse earlier, I remember people telling me about West Ham last season when they won the transfer window and they completely fell off. Do you know what I mean? Remember when Kylian Mbappe joined Real Madrid, we were sat here saying, oh my God, it's scary hours for everyone in La Liga, and they absolutely flopped the league.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll have to wait and see in the season to see how it clicks.
And have me and Quams managed to convince you that we should at least test Liverpool out, see if they're really about that life?
Not really.
No, you don't think we should just focus elsewhere?
Guys, I'm resigned to the fact I've moved on with my life. You guys need to be like me. Just move on with life. Do you know what I mean?
We're still hung up on that.
You guys are hung up on You guys are hung up on the ex that got away. I've moved on with my new thing.
Interesting, but like I said, sorry, Kenyah, but I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I think that if we are who we think we are and who we say we are, we should at least explore this. Isak said he wants to explore his options.
Come, let's explore.
Let's see what he's about. Let's
take you out, Isaac.
Yeah, let's see what he...
Let me show you.
At least have that conversation with him and say... Because he's not said he wants to go to Liverpool, has he? He said he wants to explore his options.
Living in London.
So if I'm Arsenal, I'm thinking... If I'm Andrea Berta, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's put in a call to his agent and him and see what he's about. See where his mind is at.
Yeah.
How does he feel about Arsenal? Can it work? You know what I mean? Because like I said, when people say, yeah, but we got Gyökeres, as myself and Kwame have pointed out, the two of them are Swedish.
Yeah.
They both play together for Sweden, and it's been shown to work. So, but anyway, it's a great conversation, man. Thank you so much for coming in. 20 minutes. My production team is giving me a bit of stress. But listen, man, we had to discuss it. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah,
everyone's talking about it, man. And why wouldn't they? It's a hot topic. I'm sure we'll be talking about it later.
Yep.
But Quams, big up.
Brother.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me again.
For sharing your thoughts. Also, Kenyah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, LL Sports TV, please like, share and subscribe. We're out. Catch you on the next one.